Hey, friends. I'm Otis Gibbs, and this is my buddy JD Wilkes. He's going to tell you a story about when he got to take part in a Shel Silverstein tribute at the Cash Cabin.
It was Bobby Bear Jr. again. He's thrown me a couple. Those are two bones he threw me, and I want to say that he was behind the Merle Haggard thing. It could have been Marty Stewart. Bobby Bear Jr. was the one that got me to meet Merle Haggard, and he's the one that invited me to play harmonica at the Cash Cabin for the Shel Silverstein tribute. And Mike Snyder, is that his name? Who was it? Todd Snyder. Todd Snyder. I'm thinking the banjo player. Todd Snyder was the singer on there, and got to meet him. Bobby Bear Sr., who I'd met already, and John Carter Cash was running the controls in the Cash Cabin, which was like super cool, and Sam Bush was real nice and playing mandolin, and yeah, that was great. The only thing is there was two versions of that song, and one was like kind of like train rhythm, like the Johnny Cash song, and then there was a funky one. It was like, like they're like, let's try a take with a different time signature. And I liked the traditional one because it was driving, and the other one just seemed kind of new grassy to me. But I think they went with that version. It shows you how not cool I am. But yeah, that was the only thing I remember. Other than like driving in, I couldn't believe like Johnny Cash's like estate is back here. Like it's this gated community, like a subdivision, of like McMansions everywhere. Unless you turn left to this gate, and that opens up, and it's like all of a sudden you're in like Emerald City or the Oz or something like this. How does that? It's weird how it was like this jungle forest of exotic animals and the log cabins and sprawling. Like I wanted to see an aerial view of that because it must just be surrounded by like subdivisions and things, but you would never know it once you're in there. Have you ever been back there before? No, yeah, we had to be beeped in. So there were gates that open you up to the Cash Cabin, and all that. And you drive and and there's a lake and there's I'm literally like exotic animals, like antelopes and I don't know, elephant. I don't know. I'm just making shit up. But when you get back there, and it's like a little kind of log cabin thing with a studio in it, and I think that what was the Cash Cabin was the house, but it burned down, like when the Bee Gees burned it down or something. I don't know. I'm making up stuff here. I have this like mishmash memory of Nashville, trying to put it out of my mind and forget about it. I've made up my own narrative, but of misremembered facts. But I know, everyone you mentioned was there. That was the song, "The Boy Named Sue." That's what it was. "Boy Named Sue." It was, it was a Johnny Cash tune that I liked it more straight ahead, and they wanted to go with the funky version, which was like, oh well. I got paid either way, and I got to meet John Carter Cash, who was like super nice. Like he's spitting image of his dad, but like redheaded, and really sweet, really nice guy. And I got to go back there a second time and do a thing with CMT with John Anderson and Shooter Jennings. They were shooting a pilot for some show, and John Anderson, just a swangin', one of the nicest people I've ever met in my life. Super cool, and he let me play banjo on the record. We videotaped Seminole Wind, and he let me play banjo on that for the thing, and I said, well, who played banjo on the record? He said, I did, and it's like. We talked about Clawhammer, and so he's a great banjo player too. I didn't know that. And Kelly Pickler was there too, and she was one of those that won American Idol or something. And it's like, oh, how's this going to go? Well, she could have been more charming. She reminded me of a young Dolly Parton. Is like her personality, bubbly, like lovable, bubbly. Lots of funny jokes and things, charming Southern accent and all this stuff. She was great. And I don't like those shows or anything, so I didn't know what to expect. But like, I could see why she won. And then I've never been in the presence of someone of that talent, that level of talent that could win that kind of thing and has that X factor, so to speak. I've never been that close to someone singing and performing that way, like so almost godlike. I see why people are famous sometimes, even though I'm a bitter asshole and I like to shoot everybody down. It's like once you're in the presence of that, it's a different story, because like I've never heard anyone sing like that in my life and still haven't. It's just perfection, the level of, it's like the Nephilim or among us, with Shekinah glow. It's like a different species altogether. Yeah, those people are something else, and I hate them. Just John Carter Cash, who's like, look, I mean, it was kind of, hair raising or like chilling to see the resemblance and the stature. He had like chip off the old block and had the same kind of mouth, that Johnny Cash had, and just easygoing, lovable, big, gentle giant qualities. That's as close as I got to them. Although I knew Johnny Cash's granddaughter and Carlene Carter's daughter, and then of course Dave Rowe, who married one of them, didn't he? Or no, he played bass for Johnny Cash, yeah. And he and Jerry Rowe, is Jerry Reed's grandson, played in the Shack Shakers. It's amazing, just the 2 or 3 degrees of Kevin Bacon that connects everyone to that next generation up of icons, like American icons. It's like, this is their grandson, and you could see, it's eerie, like Shelton or Shooter or Bobby or Chris Scruggs. Yeah, they're, it's like these dynasties have formed, and some of them have talent, some of them don't. Like they're not all. I mean, I won't name names. Everyone I just named are amazing, but it's like Frank Sinatra Jr. Where the apple falls quite far from the tree and then rolls into a ditch over there. But yeah. But there's got to be such a burden to have that pressure put upon you to live up to your American icon father or grandfather now, or grandmother. I can't imagine.
If you enjoyed this video and you'd like to see more like it, subscribe to my channel and tell me down below what your favorite Shel Silverstein song is, and I'll see you somewhere down the road. Much love to you.